Your daily hour with me.
What?
Whoa!
What?
We're on TV.
Once again, once a day, every day, turn on the machines, and then we start talking for an hour.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
It's moving.
Viewers, how are you doing? What? How are you doing, Carl?
Swell.
Me too. Real good. Just great. Whoa, good. It's Wednesday. It is a Wednesday. I had to think about it. I was like, is it Thursday? Is it Tuesday? Is it... You know, I thought Thursday or Tuesday maybe. I didn't think the other days because those other days are farther apart. I knew it was either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I should have thought Wednesday. I mean, what am I thinking? 3 days? If I'm thinking 3 days, maybe I wasn't sure at all. But if I was thinking those 3 days, then I should have been... I guess I did come to the conclusion that it was Wednesday. Or did you say it?
No, I think we said it together, maybe.
At the same time? All right.
Someone's looking forward to the weekend, maybe.
Who, you?
Oh, I thought it was you.
Oh. TGIF. It's never... It's the same time all the time.
Right.
Yeah. What's the weekend?
It's just another 2 days,
Just
Carl.
another day. You know, yesterday I was talking about how Tuesday is the only real day because, you know, everybody starts looking forward to the weekend on Wednesday, and I think Tuesday and on Monday you're like, oh, remember the weekend, but Tuesday, like I said yesterday, is the only maybe real getting things done day out of the days if you're doing the regular 9 to 5 or Monday to Friday gig there.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say about Wednesday. This Wednesday, maybe we've said so many things about all the days every day because we start off the days like that. But how many different things? We could write a book about days and what day it is.
We'll have to get that intern to write about what we said on the intro on those specific days. Like, for example, Monday, talking about Garfield. Friday, talking about TGIF, etc., etc.
Yeah. We got a call from a potential intern, so we're going to see that maybe in a little bit after a while.
I'm so happy. We
Good.
Get some of our paperwork done.
Oh, yeah. Our paperwork is piling up. We got to complete that paperwork soon.
1040 tax return files.
Yeah.
No, I kid.
Yeah.
But
ALS, M40.
potentially, I don't know. There's all the various things that are potential.
Yeah. How was the last 24 hours for you there?
We could have a Cayman Islands right off, but that won't be for another 15 years, I'm sure.
What?
Before we can have a mailbox in the Cayman Islands, and then we can be like offshores, just like the real corporations.
Offshore bank account?
Yeah, and then we could say, hey, we're a privately owned company or whatever, and
get a Swedish bank account to be tax exempt and use the pros of America without
the cons of America.
Without the cons, paying taxes and stuff, but using resources.
But I digress. You asked me how I was doing.
Yeah, we're going too far. I mean, we haven't even made $1, and I thought we're a non-profit. I think we're trying to be non-profit. Right now we're in, I guess, nothing. I don't know what we're gonna do. Like
zero.
Apparently, I guess. I mean, we're kind of trying to be a non-profit, but really, it's just something to do. On the show, it's like, what are we gonna do? Do we like non-profit organizations do things? Because what do we do? I mean, what's the difference between us and just people? We're gonna be a non-profit organization, but we don't have any things. I mean, do we need like goals? And like, we're supposed to be helping people.
That could be the question of the minute. What do we do? And I'm like, well, I sit on the couch.
Yeah, what are we gonna write in this non-profit thing? I think we're supposed to help somebody for a non-profit organization. And
I think Mr. Ginsu knows more about what I'm doing here than what I'm doing here. Thank you, Mr. Ginsu. He's like, what are you doing? Sitting on the couch?
Yeah.
Arr.
What are we doing? And what are we going to do with a non-profit organization if we become one? I think we're supposed to help somebody, but I don't think we really help anybody unless you count them having something to watch on TV, which is helpful, but
And how do we have a product? How do we generate sales or revenue?
Well, I don't think we're supposed to be doing that. We're nonprofit.
Well, okay, right, but the corporations, they have something to sell that they have all these sort of money off in the Cayman Islands or Swedish or the Swiss bank accounts or whatever. And, surely, maybe it's not in the cards for us to do that sort of thing ourselves. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we could have, like, maybe a new set of VCR tapes instead of donations?
Give me $1.
Yeah.
We're moving towards corporate personhood, and you're gonna be the president if we ever get up there in the thing. You could be Charlie's the chairman, but you can be
the benefit of corporate personhood is to say, no, he did it, and no, he did it, and oh, I did it. No, it was that person. It was like some sort of script out of Three Stooges.
It was a corporation.
Yeah, it was a corporation. And how do you penalize a corporation other than taking away its money, especially when it can make dozens of dollars in an instant? You know, it's like that's kind of the kerfuffle that
dozens of dollars.
Yeah,
maybe
billions.
More.
I don't know.
Dozens, billions, something like
that. But I'm doing fine.
The streets? How about the streets?
The streets are paved.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of remember. I had a memory today when I was riding transit buses to and from Seattle to catch my connections, and when I was going to the Art Institute Seattle, and where I lived with my parents, and it was kind of
you rode the bus to Seattle every day?
Yeah, it was an arduous thing.
How long did it take you?
3 hours sometimes.
Each way?
Yeah.
You'd get on the bus in the morning and ride the bus for 3 hours?
Yeah, I would get up around 5, and I could get there at 7:30.
Oh my God, that's early.
Yeah, and then I would leave around 4 or 5, and I would get to back to Olympia by 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know if they still have the late service. You know, it probably would be kind of walking down memory lane to look at the transfer schedules again to see whether or not the last bus would be like at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whenever that was, or if they expanded their times to around 10. But knowing the whole controversy with the license plate tabs around 96 with Tim Lyman, I don't know that the buses, although I see every once in a while this big, huge, spanking new Sound Transit bus rolling through Capitol, and it's like, oh wow, that comes from Seattle. I wonder what kind of journeys that bus takes on a weekly basis.
Back and forth all the time.
Yeah, does it visit Seattle somewhat routinely, or
probably more than once a day?
Yeah, or do they have a schedule that, you know, certain buses focus on the southern part of the sound, and other buses go towards the middle part of the Puget Sound? Or
some of them go the whole way, don't they?
Yeah. 594 and 592 and 590 and 591. They have different routes, but they'll basically go from like downtown Olympia to downtown Tacoma to downtown Seattle. And the 600, 695, no, 605, 602, 601, those go from the Tacoma Dome and downtown Tacoma to downtown Olympia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. It's time for the dice game. Carlton, you know the bus schedule, huh? That's pretty good.
Yeah. I actually, well, at least the routes, but the route numbers, like, for example, there was the route that went over to Steamboat Island Road. That got canceled after Tim Myman, as well as the one went to maybe Little Rock or Rochester.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I remember getting on buses and where does this bus go? And some of the bus drivers were upset at me, Hey, are you going somewhere important?
Where do we go? Hey, where are we going?
Oh, I forgot where I live, sir. No, I forgot where my aunt lives. That probably would be a better excuse.
Is that what you did? Why were they mad at you? Because you were asking them where to go?
No. I get on the bus and I just ride the whole route.
Uh-huh. Just don't go in a circle?
Yeah, and
they'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you riding the bus like that?
Yeah, it was, I could have been mistaken for some sort of seedy person.
Uh-huh.
Which is like, sorry about that. I'm sorry.
What would you be doing?
Seem like disheveled to you.
What's so seedy about riding the bus all the way around? But it's not like supposed to be a ride or something. You're supposed to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're not going somewhere, if you're just riding the bus, then taking a leisurely trip, they probably still frown upon that. I don't really remember. But I'm going to get into the context of why I was talking about buses after the dice game.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know why anymore. You have a reason I don't even know about it because you haven't even said it yet.
Yeah.
Why did we start talking about these buses? So this was a while ago and we went off on buses. It was like a 10-minute tangent. Okay. Well, not 10 minutes. I guess it could only been a 2 to 3 minute tangent at the most. Probably even less. Here we go. We're getting the pen out. Or I have a pen. I've got my number. Hold on. I haven't got my number yet. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. I have my number 4. I won. Fours. Oh, we won. Here, see? Number 4, yeah. We got a voicemail here. Thinking about fours. Probably too late to... Well, we can try it anyway.
Good morning, program. This is Mandy. I missed your call last night. I was in bed really early.
Bed?
Because I was tired. I have some good information on becoming a nonprofit. So
Really?
Call me back. Be thinking about a statement of purpose. There has to be a purpose on this organization.
See,
Purpose?
that's what we were
We'll
saying
talk
earlier.
later.
Purpose of life? What?
We don't have a purpose. That's what I was saying earlier. Wasn't it exactly what we were saying? It's like, be thinking about a statement of purpose. We don't have one. Why would we do? I mean, it's purposes. Why would we be a nonprofit?
The purpose is to kick back.
Hello?
Right?
Hello.
Mandy, you're awake.
I'm awake.
I thought maybe you would be asleep. We were thinking about. We just listened to your message.
Yeah, that was like 5 o'clock this morning.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that when you wake up?
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Is the sun
Not
even
tomorrow.
Is
That's
the-
not the plan for tomorrow.
Is the sun even up at 5 a.m.?
What's that?
Is it dark at 5 a.m.?
Yes.
Wow.
It's always dark at 5 a.m.
I know.
But it is getting lighter earlier, I'm noticing, and it's definitely staying out light later.
Yeah. I don't know the last time I saw sunrise. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
We were talking about becoming a nonprofit organization when we started the show today, And we were.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, don't nonprofit organizations, don't they do things?
Yeah, you got to have a cause of some sort and some
Yeah.
kind of mission statement or statement of purpose.
We don't have one of those.
I know. So if we're going to become a nonprofit, we have to make one up.
Well, we gotta do stuff.
Not necessarily. See, that's the beauty of it. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations that clearly don't do shit.
Oh yeah.
If you get online and look at, I think it's called 501c3 lookup, you can search by city. So you could look at Olympia, and just in Olympia alone, there's nearly 900 nonprofits registered.
What?
And when you look at them, some of them are clearly bullshit. And
Like-
you haven't heard of any of them. They probably haven't done anything in a long time.
Like what?
But they exist.
What's an example of one of those ones?
I don't remember. I just
Oh.
remember reading things that sounded like complete bullshit.
What could we?
And there's 800 and some in this small city alone. So how could they all possibly be productive? They're
Yeah,
not. Some of them
yeah.
are just there. I think what people do, personally, I was thinking about this. Okay, you have people with a lot of money. Well, they can write it off on their taxes if they donate. So if they donate to their own organization to fund their own projects that they might have done with their own money anyway, it's all tax deductible.
Cayman
Oh,
Islands.
we can get donations.
Swiss
Yeah,
bank
exactly.
account.
To fund projects. So you could get money to do your own work that you're already doing.
So
that
we
you may
get
already be
we
paying
get
out
the
of pocket
money,
for.
and then they get money from the government, right?
Well, you don't get money from the government, but you
No,
get
they do.
nonprofit status, so you're tax exempt. And then you can also receive funding from organizations. You can apply for grants, that type of thing.
And then then other people, they give us money, and then the government gives them money through their tax write-offs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like a roundabout government subsidizing.
Right, but they do want some accountability for what you're doing, because in theory, eventually somebody could be taken to court if it's too bullshit.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of have somebody on your side who knows what they're doing.
Well, kind of, because right now it's like me or just like whoever, right? That's the person who's going to get in trouble. But if we start this nonprofit organization, if we do bad things on the program, we can say it was this organization.
Right, or it was part of your daily hour with me's mission statement to take a stand against censorship and to promote free speech and arts in our media. We could frame it any way we wanted to. We
That
just
sounds
need
like a
some
pretty
kind of
good one.
mission statement of purpose that people would see as worthy of donating their money to.
And then we try to get.
And
we
I'm
send-
telling you, there's more bullshit out there. I mean, this is real shit. Like, what you're doing is admirable.
Yeah, we're doing a real thing. I mean, we're here, but we don't do much.
Yeah, already
so.
in existence. Now it's time to form a like a structure around it,
Yeah.
so that you can grow and do more work.
That sounds good. We're gonna find out. So we gotta write a mission statement, like out in words and stuff.
Well, yeah, and because it's part of the application, there's a lot of paperwork involved. But it's like on page, the first page requires your statement of purpose. Not to mention, it's important to have that because that's how you can frame everything else you do. As long as it is here's this mission statement, we're doing something.
Can't you do that stuff? I mean, I don't want to do that stuff.
I think what we should do, and I would, as the intern, I would be willing to come up with a few possible mission statements, and then maybe I can bring them with me on Sunday when I'm on the show, and maybe we can ask for feedback from viewers or something, or just vote. I know you're the judge, the supreme judge.
Oh no, that's just the award. I was voted that.
Yeah. Well, what kind of things would you like to see in the mission statement? Just throw some things out there, and I can kind of
I like what
throw
you
some
said.
key terms.
I like the thing about well, what'd you say? Whatever you said just before. Also, I was thinking, I don't think we do much. I was like,
You do all kinds of things. You fight censorship. You promote freedom of speech. You
yeah, but I don't
provide a platform for arts.
Yeah.
Media and broadcasting
community
is
awareness. awarding excellence in the community with their own awards program. I mean, we could go on and on about how excellent, what a service to the community.
Hold on, it's info time.
Okay.
Now it's info time.
Here are some frequently asked questions about the program. You're experiencing it right now. It's called Your Daily Hour with Me. It's a hyper-live or long call-in television talk show on the radio that's recorded in Thurston County every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 on leap years. YDHWM began in September 9, 2010. It tapes a week in advance, so if you're watching this on TV 11:30 p.m. on Channel 22, this episode taped on the same weekday of the previous week. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., this episode taped on the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on YouTube.com. Anyone can come on the program, especially you. We rely on the community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384 and leave a message. We'll call you back on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, and now back to the program.
We're back. You know, the thing about all that stuff is that it sounds a little like preachy to me.
Well, that's what you got to do to get people's money.
Yeah. So we're good, but
like any great cause, like in any kind of political anything, you have to dumb down what your real intentions are in order to appeal to the masses. Or at least, veil it in some kind of dumbed-down version of what's actually going on. What I want to ask you, Kenny, is what was your goal when you originally started doing this program? Maybe we can work that in there. What was your vision? What were you after?
I think I always say that goals are selfish. I always made it a point to not have any goals, which is a little bit difficult for this. I said no goals.
To be aimless.
Yeah, I guess that's a goal. No goals is kind of a goal in itself. But
to promote being rather than doing.
Yeah. So that's like all that we're doing stuff now. I want to think
to embrace art for art's sake.
All this stuff sounds too hippie. Like I want some money words. Like
what do you want? Throw out some money words? We'll work them in there.
We need I don't know what it is, but it's like. We say media stuff, not like censorship, and what's the other thing? Like freedom of speech. Like that stuff sounds like not money stuff, I think if we're trying to do this to get people to donate to us, it's got to be like money words or something.
To promote art and free speech while awarding excellence in the community through reliable daily programming that's open to all.
I think art and free speech seem too, wishy-washy for money. Like it's got to be.
And what do you want to call it? What would you call it then?
I don't know. It's got to be. It's easy to turn down things. I'm turning them down, but I'm not thinking of new things.
Right.
Maybe.
Carl, any thoughts?
I'm an open slate.
You're an open slate, yeah. Let's see. Well, because we don't really do that much stuff, and we kind of do that other stuff, but that's just I guess.
But you're doing more than you think you are.
We're phrasing
by existing on the TV, you're doing more than you think you are.
Yeah.
To those with social anxiety, getting in front of the program and talking for an hour.
We're helping. We're giving the people who are at home a voice. A voice. Yeah, that's the thing.
Giving
voice to the community.
Giving voice to the community.
Yeah.
Okay, that can be a big part of it. Giving voice to the community by, or through, or with.
We're participating in the community and creating community events and something free entertainment for for the
giving voice to the community, or by creating open entertainment. Yeah. I'll work on something. I'll bring a few options with me on Sunday. How about that?
Maybe we should do some other kind of nonprofit thing, and then the program is just part of that.
That's a great idea. What other ideas do you have?
I don't know. What do other nonprofit organizations do? We could just
what's a cause that you care about?
We could just. What if we just fed the homeless every once in a while, just
just once in a while,
and then did the program.
Surprise! They never know when we're coming.
But we're mostly we feed the homeless, but not we don't have to feed them that much. And then we can claim to be doing that most of the time, and then we do all this other stuff. But we say we feed the homeless, but which we do, but not that much.
With all the soup kitchens
to feed the homeless while offering them entertainment.
Well, with all the soup kitchens at Olympia,
to wine and dine the homeless.
Yeah.
With all
we should maybe not say homeless though, but we can just give. If we just give free food away, and it's kind of like feeding the homeless. But then somebody else pays for the food though. We don't have to buy the food, right?
Well, hopefully no. I mean, hopefully this will all be self-supporting if it's working right. So it does take a little bit of cash to get off the ground. You got to have at least $50 to throw down. Well, no, $30 to $50 to apply for status through the Secretary of State.
Well, I'm sure you can go to the Olympia Food Bank and get donations.
Right.
But then we're just getting food from the food bank and then giving it to people
and redistributing it.
But on the other hand, I understand that it's really hard.
What about just getting food like on the cheap, like from the Dollar Tree or grocery outlet?
Yeah.
Well, I understand that it's really hard to go hungry in this town with all the soup kitchens that downtown Olympia has. There's so many different missions.
What about providing like a certain kind of food? Or what about providing desserts? What about providing breakfast? There's always lunches and dinners. Is there a lot of breakfast available in this town?
I'm not sure.
I mean, that would be something different at least, is like a breakfast, and then maybe like while people come to breakfast, you could provide some kind of like information about social services, maybe offer them a platform to speak on the show.
Or is Goodwill's nonprofit,
but
right?
Kenny's never out of bed before noon, so that would never work. That would never get off the ground with him in charge.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not in charge. I guess you're the intern, but we would say it was you.
You want me to do all of this?
I mean, I don't want to do paperwork. That's why we have an intern. We haven't.
I can do the paperwork, but I just want some clarity on what it is we're trying to accomplish. We need to at least have. We need to have some kind of purpose, some mission statement.
Well, I said at one point, or now 2 or 3 times now, that I could do a morning program, GMTC.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, that would be a morning program, because Mandy, you correctly said that sometimes you're in bed until like.
But what does that have to do with what we're gonna do, though? What are we gonna do?
Well, I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Well, and it doesn't even have to be specific. We don't need to say that we're feeding the homeless. We can just say to offer a meal to the community so anybody could come, and then tie it in with the program somehow. So, like, by offering up this meal, we're bringing people together from the community to create discussion. It could be like a breakfast talk show.
So what?
It could be like the Today Show for Olympia.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what we're doing. Why do those other nonprofit organizations exist? It's so they can give money to themselves?
Well, they got to have some kind of. I mean, when you get big enough and you're organized enough and you have to try to do enough things, you need some kind of structure to keep going. You need somebody to handle the money. You need somebody to, assign jobs to people. You need somebody to keep things running. You need somebody to do community outreach.
Well,
you need
we're doing
somebody for.
It's like money stuff, though, right?
Well, yeah.
Wow, I don't know. All right. Well,
I mean, unless you want to buy the whole city of Olympia breakfast every day, we got to find a way to fund it.
So we're buying the city. We're trying to buy breakfast for everybody. That's what we're doing.
For everybody who wants to show up, and then they could be on TV. It could be a television breakfast feed.
I mean, that's that's like not nice to people who are hungry and they're trying to get like free food. I mean, they don't want.
Well, maybe that's not what it's about. Maybe it's if you want to show up. I mean, it's just like that at the Union Gospel Mission. People show up for a meal, but they're expected to pray because that's part of what that organization does. So people could show up for this breakfast, but part of the deal is that you get to be on TV.
So all we gotta do is provide breakfast.
Yeah.
And we gotta get a spot. We can just go into
It'll be a breakfast feed talk show.
And we could go into like a parking lot or something.
Anywhere. Well, that's the other thing too, is we could maybe look into eventually like renting like a facility to use. But yeah, to start out, we could just like cook some shit up, bring it out on the streets, out of the back of a car or something, and film it.
It's like a restaurant,
Yeah.
but it's non-profit. I mean, what's the difference between non-profit and profit? Anyway.
Profit is a business. They're running for profit. That they're trying to make money. A non-profit's not really trying to turn a profit. They're just trying to keep their own projects going.
Okay. But how do... And then, but they get...
There's no executive at the top bringing home, the profits. There's no...
But there's like... we all can work for the corporation anyway. Or whatever. Hey, you want a number?
What's that?
You want a number?
Oh, yeah, number 4.
Ah, you got it. You got 1,000 points.
Yes! Yes, it's the first time I ever won.
Well, you haven't won yet. I have a 4 also. We have 1,000 points today.
Well, I'm actually in the running, finally. That's for a change.
Yeah.
That's
No,
impressive.
all 3 of us are in the running.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's neck and neck. This is a really exciting show, guys.
It's hard to think. I don't know what we do, and all this paperwork and money things are far out to me by a lot. So.
Well, I mean, seriously, like, if you're looking for, like, other interns to do work, you could advertise, like, through college.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do, right? But do we need to be
find a slave?
That we're trying to get interns. That's why we're doing all this stuff. It's not for money.
Right. That's where it all started.
It's for interns. I thought, for some reason, I started thinking that this was for money, and I was like, what are we going to do with money? This is getting freaky. But it was for interns.
Yeah, so the mission statement could be giving voice to the community by creating open entertainment while feeding the city and filming it.
I think the intern.
And
I think it's
giving
the intern
interns
thing.
work to do.
I think the intern thing is the main goal.
Creating internships in media.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Just creating internships for individuals or for creating internships in community media.
It's like I want to be
like
a school. I want to like make it so that it seems like it's like some kind of school, so that once you go to it, and then you have after you're done with it, then you get the diploma, and it's a thing. So we want
providing.
So it's like after people do the course,
providing education for local media.
Yeah, or maybe just in
local
general.
Media and like
we don't
TV
need to say we don't need to say media. It's just like a school. It's like we're a school.
Okay, educating and giving internships to who? In the community.
The community, because then we could do the we can get the community service people, right? That's what we're trying to get the community service people to do our computer work. That's what we're doing, right?
Well, you could have you could put people to work that need community service. You could give community service to offenders. You could give internships to students.
All right, yeah. Let's go. I think the school the school angle, is that what we should go with? Man, this is hard. All right.
Giving breakfast and certificates of completion.
I don't know about I don't know about the breakfast thing. I mean, how little breakfast can we get away with if we say?
I think it would just be a good show, like just to do one episode where we cook breakfast, bring it to the streets, film it, and see what happens.
What if we give one? What if we just give if we give one guy like a pretty good breakfast? Does that count just once? Or?
Yeah. You could even pick something up from Denny's in a to-go box, deliver it to one lucky random dude, and interview him while he's eating it, or just film him eating it.
That's what makes us a non-profit.
Or maybe
Providing
3
one
different
breakfast in the
meals
community
from
each day.
McDonald's.
And providing internships.
Well, yeah, like maybe not every day. Well, maybe we could give out. Actually, we could do that. We could give out 7 meals, like once a week.
Yeah.
Once a week, we give out 7 meals, and then we just
You
tape
could
that.
call it 365.
And then every day
year.
we just watch one of the guys that gets the food.
Eat breakfast.
So all we gotta do is make like 7 meals, and then we go downtown
And
and then
eggs
we
are
give
cheap.
them.
I got a good waffle maker. I mean, we could do this.
I think we could make 7 meals. That's not too much. But with like,
No.
yeah, and then they could have the meals, and then we could put that on there, and we could feed people.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty good food, I think. I mean, we can make some good food. We don't even need to give it to people who look like they need food a lot, because I don't want to exploit those people for TV.
Feeding people and providing television internships.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's go with that.
That sounds like that's all good, and that's very simple.
Because eventually, if we get the intern thing running, then we can just get them to do all that food stuff too.
Right. They can be the people cooking and providing the food and all that.
And then we'll have a segment, a food eating segment with other people. And it'll encourage myself to cook more often, which I think is a good thing.
You know it is.
Yeah, great. Well, let's go with something like that then, I think, for the thing.
Okay, very simple. I might dress it up just a little bit.
Oh yeah, dress it up
look at
a
some
lot.
samples of I'm going to look at some samples of like mission statements, and maybe just if it needs to be a little more, but it could be just that simple.
Dress it up all the way.
I'll bring a few versions, including that original simple version, and we'll kind of decide on Sunday.
Great. Oh, I feel like we've made a lot of progress today.
I think this is history in the making right now.
Yeah, we're gonna become a food. We're gonna feed somebody, or 7 people
Every
a week,
day.
potentially. Well, we're gonna feed 7 people in 1 week or 1 day, and then we're gonna watch it over every day.
Yes.
Because I don't want to feed somebody every day. That seems like too much. I think we should just feed 7 people in 1 day. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but so
Like every Sunday or every some given day of the week.
yeah,
Just breakfast day.
it's breakfast day or food day. I don't know if I want to commit to the
Yeah,
mornings.
that's early.
either. Yeah. So.
Or it could be a breakfast all day type thing. Like, doesn't matter what time of day.
Breakfast for dinner. But I don't want to be. I don't
want
to
dinner, food show.
I'll get kind of tired of breakfast food. I would like to.
Yeah, we'll just do feeding people
yeah.
and providing television internships.
Definitely don't want to narrow it down to breakfast food on the application, because then maybe somebody could look at the application and be like, your application only says things about breakfast food.
Right. This hamburger is not legal breakfast food.
And then
I think
yeah, then
I
we
just think just because everywhere there's already lunch and dinner offered downtown, but who does breakfast? Maybe there is breakfast and people just don't get up early enough to go, but I never hear about breakfast.
I've seen some tents. I've gotten coffee from them, actually. I got coffee from those free breakfast tents, so thanks for those there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll just do feeding people.
Feeding people internships.
And providing television internships.
Great. All right, I think that's
a
lot of nonprofit intern talk. We're gonna get there though.
I think.
Yeah.
With a little bit of diligence and consistency, which obviously your daily hour with me is built on, is filmed every single day for the past 5 years or so. I mean, with that kind of consistency, this kind of thing can be built up right along with it.
All right. Well, it's hard. You're gonna do all the important stuff, right? Because that's what I don't like to do, is the most.
Right.
So that's what you're gonna do it. But once we get it started, then other people are gonna get in there too.
Eventually, yeah, but it could take a few years before it really takes off.
Oh wow, we're getting some structure, so then a lot of stuff is happening. I'm doing the same amount of stuff, but a lot of stuff is just starts happening around.
And all the while, it makes for interesting television because the viewers can watch the process of us getting this organization up and running.
Oh yeah, we're doing stuff.
And they can make the
This is
show
awesome.
interesting. They can make the
Great.
program
Well,
interesting.
hey, it's time for a commercial break, Mandy. We'll talk to you on Sunday. Thanks for all this stuff, okay?
Make it
Absolutely.
interesting.
Bye.
Bye. Now it's time for a commercial break.
Your daily hour with me.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's a commercial. There's nobody here today, but we got some people on the phones. Hi.
Hi.
We talked to Mr. Ginsu and we listened to a lot of his messages today. He says some weird things about living free or dying, live free or die. He's really into that phrase for some reason. We're on every night at 11:30 and 2 a.m. on TCTV channel 22. Check it out. Convenience week.
They might call us next year. Who knows?
Hey, call me next year. 360-836-4384.
Especially if you're watching this at 2 a.m. This is broadcasting last year.
Oh yeah, we don't need
This
to
is
read.
last year's episode.
We don't need to read the phone number anymore. We're off the radio. You can see it up there.
Yeah.
So we spent all this time doing the radio thing and be like, who's on the radio?
So my basic gripe today about transportation
buses,
and buses
yeah.
was
Oops, yeah.
people crossing at corners, and they seem to be loitering or looking for dandelions growing in the cracks of pavement or whatever. I kind of want to make myself scarce whenever I'm a pedestrian, but sometimes it seems that people are willing to walk in front of buses and
Leave in your car?
big, huge monster, like these
Hey, you've
monster
reached
truck
Freddie Dilber.
vehicles
I
or
can't come to the
whatnot.
phone right now, but if you leave me a nice message, then I will call you back as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.
Press the program and call us back in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I kind of want to make myself scarce myself, because I don't want to, be like someone revving their car right in front of me or whatever. That is like, dude, I'm just a pedestrian. You're a vehicle. You can go many times the rate of speed that I can go to, even while running. Chill out. But in another sense, you're in a city environment, you can still only go 20-25 miles per hour, and such is the case with bus drivers. They really want to go the speed limit a lot of the time. I don't know, there might have been buses that broke a speed limit on I-5, I'm sure, or maybe not continual, but every so often. And I would be on this bus wanting to make a connection back in between 1994 and 1996 when I did this commute to get my 2-year degree at the Art Institute. And I would be like, come on, please, 47 or 48 or 44. So when you go to the Capitol Mall, I could have a ride to the Capitol Mall, and sometimes it would be like the bus would like leave, and I would be like bummed and whatever, or that's my last bus. So, not that I was so much a stranger of walking, but even at that time, but I really just really like the luxury of having 4 wheels to cart me around.
Yeah, why don't you ride the bus anymore? I know you never ride the bus, but I tell you, ride the bus. Why are you walking everywhere?
Well, the reason for that is because I'm much more local. I'm not going to and from Seattle anymore, and when I'm much more local. I can just like, it would be crazy for me, example right now, to wait for a bus to get on at my bus stop and then get off at the bus stop couple of blocks from me here or wherever, and say, oh, I'm only going to be riding the bus at this time, because by the time the bus would arrive at either junction point or pick me up or whatever, if I would have kept walking, I could have reached my destination. It only takes about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes to get from one point to another point.
Yeah.
Even by walking. So, and listening to music as I walk and whatnot, that's all kind of the icing on the cake. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a bunch of messages from Mr. Ginsu. Is that why you were talking about buses? Because wait, didn't you say?
Yeah.
Didn't you say that you were gonna say that there was a reason behind all that bus talk?
Oh yeah, the pedestrians just kind of irk me a little bit.
When you're walking, or when do you see these pedestrians?
Well, like for example, when I'm in the car
when you're the
bus,
driver.
Yeah, when I'm a driver,
and then you're worried about pedestrians, and when you're a pedestrian, everybody's worried about drivers.
Yeah, I was kind of like thinking, okay, wouldn't it be more interesting in everyone's benefit if we had these like transportation pods like they had in The Fly? But
like
when you have teleportation,
yeah, but then you would become a fly.
Right, when you have a fly coming in with you in the chamber.
I don't want to be the fly.
No one wants to be the fly.
Yeah. So maybe those teleportation chambers could be a little bit dangerous. I think that everything that movie has taught you.
For sure. But we...
Maybe better trains, though. How about some trains? I want some trains.
Yeah. The trains that are not buses, of course, are...
well, there already are trains,
beholden to well, yeah.
Why is the train so expensive? I want to ride that train.
Well, it would be interesting.
It's like $40 to get on a train.
Yeah, it would be interesting if we could figure out better transportation protocols instead of using what everyone else uses, because that is interesting to a point, but when you have a whole bunch of buses on the roads, you're still not really helping anyone. You're just transferring the people from one mode of transportation to another on existing transportation methods.
What's with that? We got a bunch of messages from Mr. Ginsu. Well, we only got one new one, though, and then we still have a couple other ones, too, so we should listen to these. We should call him. Actually, he's going to be mad, though. We called him the end again, but it's
fuck him.
Yeah. All right. You're...
Yeah, and then now the word's going to get out. And
fuck is that smell?
Oh.
Over.
I wouldn't know.
I'm having a hard time placing it.
Well.
Is it human sewage?
But I'm wondering
is it coming from a pipe?
Smell is so smelly I almost burn my eyeballs.
In your backyard?
What the fuck is that?
Probably the sewage pipe. If I had to guess, I would say it's the sewage pipe in your backyard.
Hey, wake up, Pat.
Boo. I mean, we
cheer. Cheer. Hiss.
Yeah.
Mr. Ginsu, you can answer the phone. You're probably sleeping. He has a weird sleeping schedule. How do you know when he's going to be awake, when he's going to be asleep? It's hard to tell because he doesn't really do like the day and the night
to an automatic voice message system.
What the heck? Something weird happened with it. Well, looks like Bird is scheduled to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think we better give him a call.
Speaking of another person that has weird sleeping schedules, at least as of late, that would be John Webster.
Oh yeah.
A couple of times we called him and he's like, "Well, sleeping right now.
Well, that's probably good, though. I don't know when he slept ever.
Right.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Bird, how you doing?
Hey.
Are we waking you up?
Peaceful, easy feeling.
Are we waking you up?
No.
Oh, good. Hey,
No.
it's time for the final dice game.
Excellent.
You want a number?
How about 3?
Oh.
Actually,
let's see. Everybody else so far has a 4, and we have 1,000 points. Oh, yeah, yesterday
I
was
was
a 3.
I was gonna guess a 4 actually, but I'll stick with my original now.
Well, you
since
can't
I
change.
wasn't
You already
fast
did.
enough.
Looks like
That's
you
okay.
got 500 points, but me and Carl and Mandy, we won with 1,000 points. But
Hey, good game. Congratulations.
yeah,
Well played.
you're scheduled to be here tomorrow.
Woo.
Yeah, we
Oh.
won with the number 4. So if you stuck with the number 4, we could have 4 winners with the number 4.
I know, that would have been really classic. But, I feel like there are actually more valuable lessons in losing.
Yeah,
So
True.
I think so.
I'm all about, losing. When you lose, you're the real winner.
I agree. Especially experiencing losing with no stakes, that's a positive thing, I think, and that's what I always say about the dice game. You can experience losing and winning without real, loss.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
there's loss when
And it's fun.
Yeah, you can lose at the games, but I think that's what games are all about. Because there's real loss, and then there's losing games. So
Losing is fun
yeah,
sometimes,
well,
especially when it's just a game.
yeah, when it's
And
just a game,
and
there's
it's
no
not
stakes.
like your pet or your, loved one.
Yeah. I think so, yeah. Maybe losing really, it just harkens back to the reminder of death and how we can think about it and how it's always there and lingering.
Death.
Death. It reminds me, losing is like dying, but you get to experience it on a lesser level, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, attachment to life is very serious.
Yeah. Well, you want to do 9 o'clock tomorrow, Bird?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sure.
For you too, Carl? Alright. Maybe 9:30. Well, yeah. Let's say 9:30.
9:30.
Good.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, give me plenty of time to have a good late dinner.
Great. So we'll
Okay.
see you tomorrow, Bird. Thanks for talking to us today. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, that's all the messages and all the things that we had planned out. It actually went all the way till now. Sometimes I say that, back like halfway through, I say, that's all the messages and stuff we did. Now we're gonna have to use our wits, but now we don't even really have that much time for wits. We only have another 5 minutes or something.
Maybe I'm gonna hear that ding dong tone right now. Who knows?
Well, actually, I think we have more like 7 minutes because Bird did play the dice game, so it was just 10 minutes ago. So maybe we have more like maybe 6 minutes, which I think
Good
is
call.
Yeah, 6 minutes is some time for wit, really.
Right.
We're gonna have to say something in the next 6 minutes. I don't know how much wit. Maybe I think we say that wit thing is putting a lot of pressure on ourselves, almost like the non-profit organization is putting.
Right. So rather than put pressure on ourselves, we should defer that pressure to McDonald's.
Yeah, I agree. That sounds like a good thing. Let's call it McDonald's.
Because I have nothing else to say.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I still
no,
don't quite understand the bus thing. Did you hit those people?
No, I don't hit those people.
But you almost do, or you think
No,
you think
I
that it
don't
could
almost.
possibly happen?
Well, no, I
What's the problem with them?
I dislike how some pedestrians think that that they're just like walk slow as I can. It seems.
Why?
And-
What's wrong with walking slow?
Well, you're kind of holding up
Oh, across the
commerce
street.
activity.
You want people to
Yeah.
run across? How do you get across? You run across the street?
Well, yeah.
You do?
I do.
You
I
run?
do actually.
Like
I don't
fast?
want to, like, this is my point. I don't want to be in front on, blocking
Yeah, but if it's
someone
your
from
turn to
turning.
walk, if it's your turn to walk, then they're not supposed to turn anyway, right?
Well, no. But if there's
Why
no
do you think that everybody
pedestrians
in the
on the
system-
road, then vehicles that want to turn can turn.
Hello? Why in such a hurry, or why do you think they're in such a hurry? The drivers are like, you need to get there. I need to get there now. I'm like, why didn't you leave a little bit earlier? If you need to get there in a hurry, you shouldn't have to like race to get the pedestrians. I think you should wait.
Right.
If
Well,
they're walking, you should wait for them, and then it's okay. Like, if you're like, oh, they're not running, like that's kind of yeah. That's a. I think I mean, you only think that when you're driving too, right? So you're sitting in your car and you're like, these people are running. Like, what? I think running is the. I mean, it's definitely the abnormal thing, right? Like,
well, I'm usually abnormal whenever
yeah, but
I do things.
most people walk though, right? Like,
I'm sure people are like, I've seen that guy 5 different days this week. That guy's abnormal.
I don't think that they should run. I don't think people want to run. No, you're a normal guy. You're running the mill.
Normal.
Right on the,
I beg to differ sometimes.
no, you're right on it. You're right, median normal person. I don't know about that. I don't think people shouldn't be running though.
Well, that's those people, and then there's Carl. Carl runs.
You run, but I don't think you should run. I think you should take it easy. Like, you don't need to be running. That's why I was saying you run in here and you're.
Well, I didn't run when I came over here, but I ran to cross streets because
I think you should walk across the street. So I think it's more
that's
dangerous to run though.
Well, the street is the domain for the vehicles specifically. A street isn't specific a domain for pedestrians.
It couldn't be though. I mean, why?
Unless you're trying to protest or something.
No, but I don't think you should be running. You could leisurely take your time. You don't need to hurry for those people. They should factor that time into stuff. I mean, were you in a big hurry? Because did that happen to you? Like, you were at a light and you're trying to turn, and
well,
somebody was
maybe
walking?
I am in a hurry when I'm a pedestrian. This has happened before. When I spoke about my experience with this police car, and I was like,
yeah, you
what
shouldn't
are
be.
you talking about?
Why are you in such
I
a
looked
hurry?
over my shoulder.
You gotta leave earlier.
Someone was there.
You gotta leave a little earlier before you're.
I'm sure the police is like, I'm always right. You're always wrong. Which, okay.
I don't know why you're bringing the police into this, but I think
it happened.
Just leave a little early. You shouldn't have to ever hurry on your commute. You should always have enough time so that you allot yourself enough time to get somewhere.
Well, hurry is a practice in being human.
It doesn't have to be. That's the bad excuse. I think you should. It's just not everybody.
I always make bad excuses. That's how I live life.
Well,
apparently.
then you're gonna advance it. I think you don't need to be running.
Advance.
Walk.
What's that?
Walk. It's easier. Why are you running so much?
Well, like I said, I didn't run when I came over here, and I was like, oh, leaving my apartment at...
Hello? McDonald's?
Hello?
Hey, McDonald's?
Yes?
Hey, do you guys have sweet chili sauce right now? Whoa, what's going on? Hello? Ooh, I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Thanks, Freddie and Mr. Ginsu and Mandy.
At McDonald's.
McDonald's, are you still there? Thanks, Carl. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, I left my apartment at 9:50, and I didn't run at all.
Good.
Other than to cross the streets. But I
walk across the street.
I came, like, right to your front door, basically, and it was like, on the correct time. So I was like, well, I can't do any wrong, which is good.
Well, you could have taken it a little easier. You don't need to run across the street. You could have walked. Episode number and date, day of the week. Thank you. We'll do whatever you want to do, too. Running, walking. TCTV, channel 22, 11:32 a.m. YDHWM.com. Yeah. 360-836-4384. Call and leave a message. Get on TV. Yeah. Crew, you guys are on the crew. I'm doing things. Anything you want, though. Cosmo, Deb, Doug Hucker, Franny, Jackie, John, Max, Robin, Sean, Zach, Zizang, UFO FBI. TCTV, the Bristol Ball, LeBebe, Jordan E, Fabulous, Thurston County, Washington State, USA, thank you. Viewers?
Looking at you.
Just hell yeah, dog.
Woof woof.
Just you, viewers. Viewers only. Hell yeah. Bye.
Later.